Really bad news, fellas. Really, really, really bad news.
The
I
farmer found
played
a wife.
the show's over. Wife found. There's no more series to be had anymore. No. Um, I played softball with some buddies Sunday. Not only is my face still a little bit burnt, even though there's no sun, as you could clearly see. Tough to tell on the podcast, but I got a little bit of a sunburn on my face.
I
But I'm
see
still.
it actually. Yeah,
I'm still, and maybe if I turn on this
yeah.
frontward
You look
light,
red.
I'm gonna look more red. But head to toe, guys, I am as sore as you can be. My
you
shoulders,
washed?
I am unbelievably washed. The definition, you look up in the
That's
in the dictionary, washed, and it's a picture of me. My
Washed
shoulders.
king.
That's
Hashtag
right.
Washed king.
I'm like LeBron. Hashtag year 27 for me. My
Hashtag
shoulders.
father
hurt.
3.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Can't make fun of me because I'm a father.
Just a kid from Quincy.
Yeah. We are recording on a Tuesday. It could be Taco Tuesday for me.
Right. I forgot about Taco Tuesday.
LeBron
missed
didn't. LeBron could never.
No. I'll tell you what, Fitz. You guys get allergies?
Oh yeah.
Either of you?
Big
Beating
time.
my ass
For
today.
sure.
Beating me senseless right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
man.
can my eyes are. I kind of look a little.
They look a little
See, I can
watery.
see that
I gotta
too.
say.
They're red too.
We gotta start
Yeah.
doing a video podcast so people could see our actual ailments.
I'm fucked up. I've been popping Claritin and shit like that.
You're living Claritin clear.
Well,
no, you're not living
wish.
clear.
It's not working.
Yeah. Well, allergy stuff like that, you gotta give it a couple days for it to kick in.
Yeah.
You gotta be vigilant with it. You gotta stay consistent. Liam, how about you? Are you dealing with any maladies, injuries, things of that nature?
I mean, I can't say so. It was very chilly and wet yesterday at the old ball game. Other than that, just a typical Tuesday over here. So that's all I got. That's all I got.
You get like wet shoes or anything like that? What socks? Because that's worse.
Yes,
than anything I'm dealing
I
with.
almost wore my bean boots yesterday. Decided not last minute because it wasn't raining when I left my apartment. But of course, as soon as I got inside Fenway, the skies opened up. It was a monsoon. The largest
Yeah, which is why
raindrops, I think.
Shohei Ohtani is apparently not going to sign here. If you ask anybody on Twitter, it's like, oh, it rained once, so there's no way for Shohei Ohtani. We can get into that, but what were you going to say?
Got to put the roof up.
Exactly. Yeah. You call are they the OG bean boots that you're rocking with? Like the
Define
duck boots?
OG.
Breaking
Oh, yeah.
news: Jeffrey Springs to have Tommy John.
Fuck off! No way.
Yeah.
Good for him. He got the bag
Damn.
though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that is good for him.
Damn. That's a huge hit.
Yeah.
Wow. He was pitching so well too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That has just come across my desk.
Wow. How about that?
Skip it about and better.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Liam, for the delayed
Thank you,
skibbity,
Liam.
but better late than never.
We haven't done that in a while.
No.
Yeah, it's been a minute for that, but that didn't time it up with any hot breaking news. But the OG bean boots are the ones that like looks like a duck bill on the front. I would always growing up, I call them duck boots.
That's what they're called.
Well,
Fitz.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
called that's not you being quirky, or that's like.
I was
the
gonna say
name
because
of
I
the
feel
boot.
like everyone would call them bean
Him
boots
being
now.
fit.
they're LL Bean duck boots. That's the
Official branding
dry.
name.
yeah.
All right, I thought the name Bean Boot went to the wayward because I mentioned to Alex once that she had bean boots and she looked at me like I had 3 heads. So good to know that there's still some men in culture here.
Maybe she's an idiot.
Call them bean boots. They're still bean boots to me.
There you go. I'm going to call them duck boots. That's what I'm going to call them. That was Go Bees, aka Jake, calling my fiance potentially an idiot, and she also had the Kim Possible.
I said maybe. I did say maybe.
I'm gonna call Missy Mo in here when she gets back into it. You could talk to her. I'm joking. Was that you with the Kim Possible? Didn't.
Yeah, that's my text tone. Sorry.
That's pretty good. I do like that. And also, we have Cutter Crawford is my ace, not Cutter Crawford is my ass, like I originally read it as when he entered the room, a.k.a. Liam. I am John Burkett, a.k.a. Fitz, a.k.a. Very Sore from head to toe. This is Pod on Lansdowne. Thanks for joining us for another installment of this great little program we have going for us. Another week of Red Sox baseball in the books, gentlemen. some highs, some very big lows, and I wrote it on the Monday Morning Brushback. You can find it over themonster.com. Go ahead and give that a read if you haven't already. But kind of the same as the week prior, where
we've learned nothing. Once again,
kind of back to square one here. You get your ass kicked to open the week, and then you do some ass kicking to end the week. Obviously, losing Marathon Monday is tough. Red Sox stand a game below 500 at 8-9 as we record this. We're playing the Minnesota Twins tonight, so obviously the Red Sox are going to win by 30 runs. So by the time you hear this, we'll be 9-9, I would imagine. That's me knocking on wood. But yeah, just another more of the same of some inconsistent baseball. They look like, they might be getting things back on track 1 second, and then, the wheels fall right back off again the next second. So, again, still so early in this campaign. It's tough to take a ton away when you're just 1/10 of the way through. But, yeah, it's kind of back to where we were a week ago. Are we not, Liam?
No, I mean, nothing much has changed. They've gone swept by the Pirates, swept Detroit, swept by the Rays, nearly swept the Angels. So, I mean, the only thing I learned yesterday is that Cutter Crawford should absolutely be in the rotation.
What an outing from him!
Yeah.
I don't think
his native Valdi era
start because it was bullshit. The weather. So Brian Bayo.
We didn't learn anything there either.
He gets a mulligan because that was a disaster. The field, the weather, all that bullshit.
The command.
So.
I was like, the command was he had nothing going. Even
I'm sure,
when it was
he couldn't even,
fine.
I'm sure he couldn't feel his hands. Quite honestly, it was that cold. So.
I mean, you were there live at the scene.
I was fucking miserable. I'll tell you that much. I didn't.
Guys,
I tried to stay for the whole thing, and I probably left like bottom 5 because at that point I'd been there for like 5 hours.
We have a fake fan.
I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. I can't take it anymore. Fun weekend overall, I gotta say.
Yeah, we could get into Friday in a second, but I just
so there. The way I feel about the season so far is: have either of you seen the movie Burn After Reading? It's got Brad Pitt and John Malkovich.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen.
I don't think I've seen it in full.
Is that Coen? Is that Coen Brothers?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought.
But towards the end of the film, when everything's wrapping up, J.K. Simmons, he goes, "What have we learned?" And he's talking to his subordinate. He goes, "I don't know, sir." And J.K. Simmons just kind of sits there and he's like, "I don't know either." And that's kind of where I'm at. I have almost no takeaways about 3 weeks into the season now. I'm kind of just like, keep playing ball, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
I gotta say it sucks that Sale is starting right after we record, because I feel like maybe we'd learn something from him tonight.
Yeah, if he sucks again today, that I might begin to like really
Family Man watch upgrade.
Yeah, we might need to have some conversations if he stinks up the joint again tonight. Dialogue.
Is Justin Turner off the Family Man watch?
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of gave him a nice little pat on the ass. And
he's been doing well. He's been doing well. Kike, I think, came off of it a little bit as well. He started to turn a bit of a corner.
Something, at least Kike is giving you something at the plate.
Yeah,
and similar, again, not to do another shameless plug, but in the Week in Review blog on OTM, what I mentioned is that you're going to need more and more production from the rest of the righties in the lineup, especially with Duvall out. I know Duvall, I had mentioned before on this show, he's a streaky player, but he was on the high end of the streak, so with him out, you're going to need Turner to start driving the ball more, and that's what he did. First home run, still getting on base at a very nice clip. That's what he'd been doing all year.
A little warmer, he ties that game yesterday.
Yeah, if that game's played in June. Kike at least providing something resembling production. That's nice to see. Bobby Dahlbeck was hitting 1,000 for a hot second, as we brought up last week, and then and we don't have to mention what's happened after that, but that's not the point. But yeah, again, it's sort of one takeaway from this season, so that I have already. Again, not even 20 games in, just under 20 games into the year, but already like 4 or 5 instances where the team comes out limping out of the gate, they come clawing back, resilient enough to get back into the game, and then with a chance to either get a go-ahead run or a tying run, get it on base, get it aboard, they can't push them across. So if you remember last year, I mentioned something that my dad always used to say about baseball. He would say, you win 54 games no matter what. You can chalk up 54 wins. You can always chalk up 54 losses. It's that third 54 that defines your season. And that third 54 are those toss-up games where it could go one or the other. The Adam Duvall walk-off game, that's one of the third 54. Yesterday is one of the third 54. There's already a handful of those third 54 kind of toss-up games that haven't broke the Red Sox way. And again, that Saturday, second game of the year, that almost like evens it out just how improbable that first win of the year was. But there's already been a handful of situations where, the team, if they just didn't get out to such a shitty start, maybe it goes the other way. And, who knows, how that will continue to unfold for the rest of the year. But it's just kind of frustrating to look back at that, be like, damn, maybe maybe they can have like 2 or 3 more wins on the ledger. Maybe they could be above 500 entering this Minnesota series against a pretty solid team so far. Minnesota Twins at 10-6 atop of the AL Central. So that's one takeaway I think he could have. And again, it's still so early. There's still a lot that can happen. If this team ends up stinking by Memorial Day, I'm just gonna keep repeating 19-31 to myself. Try to pull a 2019 Washington Nationals on this. But yeah, it's just sort of annoying to know that in the back of your mind, even when there's still not a huge sample size.
I have 2 takeaways. I think actually, I was ruminating as you were speaking. I have 2. One.
Great word, ruminate. I don't know
you.
if I've ever heard that word before. I like it though.
Ruminating. So
What? You've never heard that?
Yeah, well, that's. I'm happy to have provided you a new word. First off,
word of the day.
Foremost, word of the day. I would like to extend Alex Verdugo now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's been looked great
I think
so
he's
far.
got it. I think the shift saved his life.
Someone saved my life tonight.
The shift ban. I mean,
Rob
he's going
Manfred.
all fields. I think that's just a useful play. I mean, you have like 3 guys locked down, for I think beyond next year. So what's a 4th? It's good to have Major League Baseball players under contract.
I'd agree.
And he's 1, and he looks good. And 2, even Fitz, you touched on it. The coming out like shit is a real problem, but I'll say this team has a little bit of dog in them, especially compared to last year.
You can't teach that, right?
No, you can't. I think they've got some dog, and I really do.
Yeah, those assholes last year would roll over so easy.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
They're not quitting early. They're fighting in these games. I mean, they're scoring runs right now. The offense is pretty makeshift, but it's working at least a little. I don't know. They've got some dog.
And part of that is, again, it sounds cliche, but part of that is coaching, to be able to have that in a locker room, in a clubhouse where there is some resiliency. That's great, but they might be able to be turning some of these losses into wins if some of the fundamentals, it gets cleaned up a bit, especially on the defensive end. But to your point about Verdugo, again, I want to keep emphasizing that we're just 1/10 of the way through the season. It's not a huge sample size. There's not a ton that we can go off of, but that's not going to stop me from going off of it anyways. Mr. Verdugo, the Savant page, full of red, whole lot of red. Shout out to what's the name of that? That's
Playboy
Cardi. Thank you. Yes, yeah. I brain fart for a moment. He's dialed too, right? Yeah, that's right. Ex-Woba, 83rd percentile. Expected batting average for Verdugo, 96th percentile. Same goes for the K percentage. He's putting up good ABs, man. Good approach.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, again, this is defensive matrix. Take for it what you want, and I'm sure this could change after a while. I know the defense as a whole has not been great. How about 95th percentile outs above average? I haven't really noticed Verdugo being exceptionally stellar on defense, but I saw that. I was like, that's a how about that, Verdugo? His defense taking a step forward. So still not hitting the ball hard a ton, but he's finding the holes, and he is actually spreading the ball. If you look at the spray chart, fair enough to up the middle into the opposite field. So yeah, obviously great that the shift is outlawed for him. But if he's still able to hit the ball to all fields, that's the sign of a productive hitter. And if he can keep doing that, he's still young enough. Then yeah, we can definitely talk. We could talk extension. How do you think about that, Liam? Now that we're on the topic, Verdugo extension at this point.
No, I think you guys have hit on all of it.
I want to see a little bit more. Like I want to see if you can keep this going through to the start of June. I'm like, then okay, we can really start. Get the popcorn out for this.
I mean, I definitely think it's a good sign that it seems like he's embracing the leadoff role. Outside of Kike, and we were talking Yoshi or Casas in the winter, like nobody, there wasn't like a real clear winner there. But in terms of like his on base and he's stealing some bags, he's just like all around, he looks like a much more complete player than he had in years past. Like obviously he'd shown spurts of it here and there with the bat and the glove, but I think just all around he's been a pleasant surprise this year. I mean, we said it was make or break, but so far he's showing out. So
far it's more make than break.
Yeah, so fingers crossed he keeps it up. We're only 2 weeks in, but
more pitcher news. Give me another skibbity, Liam. Like this is fresh off the press here from One Jet Passing.
Skibbity up and that up.
Right-hander Hunter Green and the Cincinnati Reds are in agreement on a 6-year, $53 million contract extension that includes a 7-year option. I have 53 million reasons why he would stay there.
What does that buy out? 1 year or 2 years of? I mean, whatever. Take that bag.
Yeah, because last year was what?
Knowing how hard he throws, you want to talk about Tommy John?
Last year was a rookie year. So then,
damn.
He's also not like, how old is he? 25?
Hunter Green?
26?
I think he's a little younger than that because he was drafted out of high school now.
Well, because he came out of high school, but then he had like all those setbacks.
He's 23.
Oh, okay.
Turns 24 in August. So I mean, hey, be set for life. I understand that. He's still got a long enough of a way, right? So
if it all works out, he'll get flipped at the deadline, 4 years from now. So God bless him.
He's gonna love Boston. No, that's a good transition into Jake. You say you're interested in extending Mr. Verdugo. If you are Mr. High and Bloom, your new best friend, you and Liam's best friend after you met him on Friday. What are you proposing? What are you starting negotiations off? What's your idea contract to sign Alex Verdugo to?
Gosh, I mean. So he's 20. He's almost 27.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be 27 in about a month. So you figure, I mean, I'd give him a 6-year deal.
6 year?
Yeah.
How many?
I'd give him 6. I mean, I don't know, 15. You do 100 clean. No, that's not what that is.
I don't know if
it's 20, right?
I mean,
what is
when
it?
is his contract year? Is it next year?
It's 20, isn't it? That's 20
6,
per.
20.
Right?
No, That's
120.
That'd be 120. Yeah, if it was 6. 5 would be.
We're really good at math.
Be 105.
Here,
6 105, I think. Right?
6 for 105. Is it?
I would do that.
I don't know if because when does he?
I still don't know if I go that long though.
Yeah, 6 is a lot.
If I'm the club, I want 4. If I'm him, I want 6 or 7. Okay, maybe they'll go 5.
I was gonna say,
yeah, but I mean,
awesome.
he's not a free agent next year. He's ARB eligible next year. So figure you're buying one of those years. Give him. I don't know. That seems fair. I need to see. I mean, who's like a comparable? I don't even know.
Well, Benintendi. I wrote an art again.
Third. So what was that? What did he get?
Benintendi's rate
90,
was
didn't he?
75 over 5, so 15 per.
Yeah, do it.
So
okay, yeah. And Benny is older. No,
believe so.
Benny's 2 years older than him. So yeah, I would do 6. I would do 6.
And their numbers entering this year were pretty similar, offensively speaking. Career OPS plus for Benintendi entering 2023 was 109.
What a bizarre career
Verdugo,
for
I think it
Andrew
was
Benintendi.
I remember that being pretty close too.
One of the
F4s were
weirdest
close.
careers we've ever seen.
Yeah,
Really?
I loved it at Hearts, though.
Like if you just go look at his baseball reference page, it's just like strange. I don't. It's.
Do a little Benintendi reflection.
I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about the guy.
Post
I
mortem.
love him.
Just a weird career. I
It's
don't
great,
know.
and he got paid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, got his bag.
he made that catch. He made Joe
It's
Castiglione
the
fall
largest
ass over
free
two
agent
middle.
contract in White Sox history, isn't it?
That's
That's
pathetic.
crazy. That's crazy.
That is absurd. What a
Jerry,
loser
classic
town.
Jerry.
And it's what was I gonna say? It's like Zach Eflin being the biggest free agent that the Rays have ever signed to a deal.
It's
On the
fucking
open market.
crazy. Benintendi won a Gold Glove.
When did he win his Gold Glove?
21.
He won one last
21.
year.
That's right. Yeah, when he was with the Royals. Yeah, that's right.
That's absolutely fucked.
Ah, man. Benintendi, we hardly knew ye. We hardly knew ye.
The three
like we knew him pretty well.
outfield Gold Gloves in 21 were Michael Taylor, Joey Gallo, and Benintendi.
Joey Gallo.
That is some outfield.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
That's a great bar trivia question.
What the fuck is that?
Taylor's on the Twins, right? We're going to be seeing him over the next couple days.
Yeah.
Michael
it's
A.
the
Taylor.
Vaz,
So is
Vaz reunion.
Joey
So it's
Gallo.
Gallo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that? You know, the defensive stalwarts. I can't think of another third really good outfielder on that team. No one really comes to mind. Byron Buxton, obviously. I'm just making a joke.
Is he hurt already? Or is he playing tonight? I haven't seen the lineup.
I thought I heard he tweaked something, but I think he's okay.
2018 was special. Betts and JBJ getting those Gold Gloves together.
Yeah, that was the best thing that happened that year for the Red Sox. 2018. That was pretty cool.
Fitz, guess the third outfielder that won a Gold Glove that year, and then we'll move on from this.
In 2018,
Yep.
Ramon
think you'll get
Laureano.
No.
Ooh, that was
I'll
a
give
great
you AL
guess, though.
Central. AL Central.
AL Central. AL Central.
I'll tell. Here's another hint. It's later than you would think for this guy. Like I thought he was past his prime at this point. I mean, he was, but
Was Michael Brantley still with Cleveland at the time?
no, not him.
No, he was in Houston by
Liam,
then, right?
one guess. You get one guess, and then I'm revealing it.
Oh God, that's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I have no guesses.
Okay, final hint. I lied. Final hint. He was part of one of the more famous plays of the 2010s.
Nelson Cruz.
Wrong.
Oh,
I don't
Alex
know. I got
Gordon.
nothing.
The answer is Alex
Oh,
Gordon.
Alex Gordon.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a very good fielder.
He was.
Yeah, so
how many Gold Gloves did he win? 7.
Alex
he won a
Gordon
lot.
won 4,
Like routinely in left field.
6, 7, 8.
wow.
Good for him.
I didn't know it was that many. I knew he was a good fielder. I didn't think he
Yeah.
was 8.
To be honest, I forgot he existed, so I never would have gotten that. So
Yeah, Buxton seems to be okay. There's nothing saying like, oh, he's out for this amount of time. So, well, do you guys want to talk about what happened Friday night? I have a bone to pick about someone that we saw Friday night, but that's going to come after the break because we have to pay the bills. So, first stat time.
Gold Gloves are fascinating to look at. The Gold Glove, like,
it's such a
It's a weird time capsule.
yeah, nobody's got him on lock lately. At least in the AL, the NL,
How many does Fishman have?
like Mike Trout, Fishman,
Yes.
none.
4
He
or
doesn't
5.
have any
maybe?
gold gloves?
No,
He's got to have.
What?
He's got to have 1 or 2, right?
unless I'm misreading this.
I mean, center was stacked. I mean, Jackie had Kiermaier
No, he has
too.
none. He has
Wow, I would have said he had 2. How many does Kiermaier
I'll be honest.
have?
I do think of fielding as like his weakest tool. It's not like he has a great arm.
Kiermaier has 3.
Yeah, I mean, his range, especially early on when he was younger, was crazy though. Like, he was still in fantastic field. Kiermaier 3, Jackie. Who else? I mean,
One.
Does Laureano have one? Because he was. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a cannon.
I don't.
Razor Ramon.
No, he didn't have one.
Kiermaier really was like the Ian Kinsler to JBJ's Pedroia, if that makes sense at all, because he kept stealing Gold Gloves from him for some reason.
Yeah, Ian Kinsler, great fielder, as we saw in Game 4 of the World Series. Or Game 3, excuse me.
Brett Gardner won a Gold Glove in 2016. That feels. Was he? He never struck
Megamind?
me as really strong defensively, but
No, his arm. He had a noodle for an arm. Like what?
yeah,
Well, he hustled, you see.
he did hustle.
He had that Yankee hustle. So where's Trot Nixon's Gold Glove, if that's the case, right? All right, let's start this back up.
That was Gold Glove talk.
Yeah.
While we were on commercial.
Yeah. That'll be B-roll. I'm going to just make sure I note that it's good B-roll. B-roll. Okay, 5 seconds. Hold on. Hey, you made it. You made it from the jump. Welcome back to the program. That program, of course, is Pod on Lansdowne. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. If you are new here, if you're just welcoming yourself in, well, then welcome. We're on Twitter. If you haven't heard, at Pod on Lansdowne. I am at Fitzy Mopena on the old Twitter machine. Jake Wallinger is at Jake Wallinger. Liam Fennessy is at Liam Fennessy _. And again, the show at Pod on Lansdowne. If you have a question or a comment for us, we will be taking a voicemail later in the show. But if you have a question or comment, you can call us at 617-420-2431. Again, that's 617-420-2431. Tell us how awful it is when you play softball if you're still sore. Like, I can't get over that, fellas. It's tough for me to walk. My quads, calves.
Well, I play that baseball game once a year, and it absolutely ruins me.
Did you stretch, Fitz?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, I don't stretch.
Before and after?
Not after. A little bit after. A little bit after. But
See, now he's just lying. He's just lying. He's trying to save face.
a little bit. Like if I'm standing, like the bare minimum stretching. Like it's pathetic how little I've stretched afterwards. Like if I'm standing, I'll do a little okay, that helped a little bit, but it doesn't really help. I probably should stretch, but I'm podcasting right now. So Friday night, us three and friends were at the Boston Red Sox Rounders game. It was a win. Very fun time. Very good night indeed. Before the break, I said I had a bone to pick. And that bone to pick is with one Sophie. Sophie made a comment that has lived in my head rent-free.
Oh, no.
We were at bullpen before the game. Out of nowhere, Sophie turns to me. I'm chatting with
Sorry,
Alex.
who's that? Who is that?
Name and address withheld. I mean, we've said her name so many times.
all right, yeah, I don't...
It's a funny bit when we switch back and forth. We try to hide it one time and we just let it fly the other. Sophie looked at me out of nowhere. Goes, Fitz, do you like the Chainsmokers? And I go, what? Do you like the Chainsmokers? I'm like the duo, like the music duo? Yeah. They're fine. When Roses and Closer had their moment, that was fun. They did that one song with Coldplay, but I'm not particularly a fan. Why is that, Sophie? She goes, oh, you just look like you would. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I look like I would like the Chainsmokers?
She's totally right, by the way.
What does that mean? I've been thinking that's been living in my head.
Right, Liam?
Fitz is chain smoker coded, as the kids
He
would
is.
say.
What the hell? I'm chain smoker baiting with my appearance. I was like, what does that mean?
It was-
I don't
It
think
was
that's
definitely-
out of line at all. I think she's.
It
100%.
had to have been the fanny pack.
I mean, the fanny pack is great. If that makes me, if that chain smokers codes me, then so be it. Say la vie.
She
It's like-
actually just walked in the door.
I want to hear her explain herself. Put her
All right.
right on the spot.
Sophie.
I don't think I don't know if that what it's supposed to mean.
So.
It's neither good
white
nor
guys
bad.
say
It's a secret third thing.
Yeah, any two guys, white guys standing next to each other could be the chain smokers. You and I, Liam, if we're hanging together at bullpen and Jake isn't there yet or something like that, we could be considered the chain smokers. I've sat there. I've been like, what does that mean?
Because he's a millennial and he likes Coldplay.
Sophie's so
Coldplay and the Chainsmokers, for the most part, are nowhere near each other in terms of musical
Are the
genres.
Maybe not in terms of
Chainsmokers
genres,
millennial
but
music?
definitely in terms of cringe.
Oh, goodness gracious! Oh,
Not to use
all
the
right, now
word
they're
cringe
fighting words
in a-
here. Coldplay is not
It
cringe.
wasn't
I'll have you
fighting
know
words
they're
when I
actually
told
very
you
based.
You looked like a minion and looked like you listened to Chainsmokers.
I am the
So
Giga
that
Chad
wasn't
red pilled Coldplay fan, and you are the soy gamer Chad, not Coldplay fan.
That's actually so true. I was just about to say the same thing.
Everyone, you're hearing it more and more. is what
Yeah,
it is.
truly. I mean, who doesn't think that? Do you agree, Jake?
No, I think he totally looks like he likes Coldplay.
No, the Chainsmokers.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, Chainsmokers. And Liam agreed.
It's like the lack of self-respect, you know?
Oh, jeez! God,
I
bury
didn't
me in the
mean that.
dirt.
I think you're very self-respecting minus the whole Coldplay thing. That's just like the
that's
singular exception.
that's fine. I mean, that's just that's
And
not,
the
that's not
Minion
going to
outfit.
change.
But actually, I think that's a lot. I think that's, well, for context, I had the game we all went to
No, he told the story already.
that he looked like a minion.
Oh no, not that.
Minion or
Well,
Debob.
that too.
Well, that was tweeted online too. I had the yellow fanny pack and
Oh,
this.
yes.
This
Well,
very same
but
yellow
I think-
sweatshirt that I'm wearing.
Yes, so Fitz looked like a minion. However, I think that actually embodies like the greatest amount of self-respect one can have to really rock that look. With the fanny pack especially, you were kind of killing it.
I was going to say,
So-
since when is this an anti-Minion podcast? I thought that was like our.
Fitz, I think what Sophie's getting at is that you just visually look like the most classic, like white guy there is.
That's fine. That's
Like,
fair. I can
Well,
take
like
that.
IPA enjoyer.
The
that-
exact
I
same
enjoy
thing.
IPAs.
That's
They're
what I'm
very
saying.
You
good.
guys are
Yes.
just like the three brands of white guy.
Which are
There's one more that's not represented here, and that's like the weeb. But I feel like
I don't think we're the I think we're all pretty similar.
you're very similar, but you are like Fitz is the Chainsmokers, like, you know.
There's got to be
you
a
know.
different way to describe it than looking like a Chainsmokers fan. There's got to be
What
another.
What are their fans called? Do they have like a name? Like
don't know.
Belieber,
Cigarette addicts.
I
Chainsmokers.
was gonna say, yeah, the menthol heads, like what are they? The selfies, because that was their first big one though. Let me take a selfie.
Cigarettes?
Of course, you would know that.
So
That's
Fitz.
what I'm seeing.
Yeah, because I'm old. I'm a millennial.
I do remember that song, Fitz.
Little
Yeah, see,
fact.
remember
Liam's
when it
older than
came
me. He remembers that. That was like
Yeah,
junior
but
year of high school. for me.
Liam has the Liam has the Gen Z card from his sister.
True.
I have a sister who's she's 98.
Well, clearly
December
she's not rubbing
98.
off on you enough.
Fitz,
She's
do you remember
90.
9/11?
So,
What?
Do you remember 9/11?
Like very, very, very,
Well, then you're out.
very
Then
little.
you're
of it.
out. That's
But,
it.
yeah.
To listen
That's
to
the cutoff.
Coldplay.
But I most certainly do.
Well, then you're out.
All right, that's enough.
Get in the boot. Yeah, kick her
Soapbox,
off. She
soapbox
said
gone.
I'm cringe. Get her out of
We
here.
gotta get back to the socks. Thank you, though.
But
I'll
no,
talk
you
to you
don't.
after.
You never talk about the socks on this podcast. I don't mean it.
That's probably the worst part of the show for people to listen to. Where we're actually talking about the socks.
like, what are these guys talking about?
So, but no, Fenway was fun Friday night. But I just had to get that off my chest. Liam, where were you sitting?
Actually, wait, Fitz, sorry. I'm so sorry. Listeners, please chime in if Fitz
looks like a
he-
Chainsmokers fan.
Looks like he listens to the
Let us know.
Chainsmokers.
We need a larger
I-
sample
you're
set.
done.
Shut up.
I cut you
Shut
off.
up. We need a larger sample set. Can you share some other musicians that you enjoy?
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake.
Okay. Let me just rattle some off. Well, this is not going to help, but the first one that came to my head is The Killers.
Oh,
Kendrick Lamar.
Jesus Christ.
The Killers are great.
Killers.
Kick rocks. They're fantastic.
Maroon
Neutral Milk
5.
Hotel.
He starts jumping.
In the Arrowhead by Over the Sea is a good album, dude. It was.
Death Cab Cutie. Death Cab for
I was never.
Cutie.
I never really got into Death Cab a ton.
For him.
That's too cool for him.
Yeah.
Kendrick, Kanye until
Ed
he
Sheeran.
fell off the face of the earth. Until he fell off
Canceled.
the face of the earth.
Canceled.
Until he fell off a cliff and was no longer recognized. Before then, yes, I was a big Kanye fan. So was Jake. Me and Jake have had plenty of conversation
yeah.
about Mr. West. Who else am I a big fan? I mean, obviously the Beatles. I'm a huge I like the Beatles more than I like Coldplay.
Stop.
Yeah, that kick rocks over there.
The most popular artists in the entire world.
All right, I'm trying to think of someone like deeper then. I'm trying to
The
think.
Chainsmokers?
Fuck off. I'm going to my Summer Boppas playlist. Let's see what my most recently added there is.
Sorry,
Who's
your
that-
what?
Yeah,
My
Fitz,
sum-
repeat.
Yeah,
My
what's that
summer,
called?
playlist?
my Summer Boppas playlist. Although it's
All
really
right.
just become
Summer
Conversation
Boppas.
older, point proven.
right.
I rest my case.
Dua Lipa
Can
on
you
Guilty.
spell that out
He's
for us?
guilty, Your
Sorry.
Honor.
Brothers.
No, I think I know it. It's SUMMABOPPA.
Summer Boppas. That's right.
I just wanted to hear it from his mouth.
All right.
Coin, big fan of Coin. I've been on a big Coin kick recently.
Like corn.
The 1975, even.
Oh, that's right. Hell yeah.
Yes, the 1975 is fantastic, even though some people would call them cringe. A lot of 1975 on this playlist. Casey Musgraves, Vampire Weekend. You guys know Wallows? Wallows is very good.
Yeah,
Good band.
I know Wallows.
Wallows,
What's his,
they're
that's
good.
what's his face from like 13
Yeah,
Reasons,
Corey
right?
Minette, I think is his name, the
No,
actor.
Dylan Minnette.
Dylan Minnette. That was- I
He's
got
in
the last name
Scream.
right.
Scream 5.
There you go.
Oh, that's right, he is. Yeah.
More Coin. I'm trying to find the deeper ones for you now. There's some Snail Mail in there. Shout out.
I like Snail Mail.
Yeah, Snail Mail is very good. Obviously, Phoebes, Boy Genius. New Boy Genius album is really good. Of Monsters and Men in there. Shout out of Monsters and Men. Prince, love Prince.
Oh, Prince is a good call.
Yeah, I mean that's just some of it. You know, there's a whole lot eclectic. I love Bruce Springsteen. I want to go to Bruce this summer when he comes
Boss?
in August.
The Boss
Yes.
Fits?
I have a weekend. I have a wedding that following weekend. He comes on a Thursday, so if I can kind of parlay that into going up to Maine for a wedding.
Typical baseball writer behavior from Fitz right
Yeah,
there.
old man. So I was in the journalism program at UMass when I went there, and my professor, like
Everybody loves Springsteen.
straight out of Central Casting, grumpy old sports writer loves Bruce Springsteen. Like it was like
Bruce
it
Springsteen,
was
Billy Joel.
textbook. Yep, that's right. Is that Alex? Alex, could you come here for a moment, please? Now we got to get Alex here. She's
A lot of
holding on.
guests today.
A lot of guests. Yeah.
That's right. I'm sure people are loving this. But
Wait,
can you
you got
guys get back to
anybody-
the baseball talk?
Lee, you got anybody hiding in there?
I mean, I think gates are open. I could just stick the microphone out the window. See if
Okay.
anybody wants to chime in.
One question, yes or no. And speak directly into the mic when you provide your answer. Okay. Do I look like a fan of the Chainsmokers?
Don't let her elaborate.
Yes.
God
Okay,
damn it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jake said don't I'm not elaborating. So that's all we needed. Thank you. God damn it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a Chainsmokers fan now.
Well, I have a little. Well, don't we have a voicemail? Do we want to get to that?
Do we want to
no.
get to the voicemail first, or do we want to get to the shoey talk first?
Ooh.
Because I got some shoey talk I want to bring up.
Yeah, we could talk shoey.
Let's talk shoey.
Yeah, let's hit some
Liam,
shit.
where were you sitting Monday?
I was bleacher 37, so I had a.
So you're right there in the
a
midst of
perfect-
the shirtless
I-
brigade out there in the outfield.
I was mere feet away from.
Did you take
from
your shirt off?
the mayhem? I did not. I was not
Yeah,
ready to do
but
that.
you're a coward for that, by the way. I was pissed that you did.
There were two of our internet friends, Santi and Mr. Webster. They did
Yeah,
partake.
Webster there. Shout out Webster. Yeah, Webster was letting it rip there. I don't know one way or the other if Webster partook in a shoey, but apparently that's a new thing out there in the bleachers. Someone
doing
on
it every
Nesson caught a young lad doing a shoey. Now, for those who aren't aware of what a shoey is, a shoey is when simply you take off
For the
your
uninitiated.
shoe. Yep, for the uninitiated, take off your shoe. Right? I'm holding my slipper in my hand right now, holding it up to the camera. Again, this is great for podcasting.
Audio podcast.
I'm not sure they need
Yep,
the visual.
audio podcast. You pour your beverage of choice into the shoe, and you let it rip. You drink it from there. You know, put the back heel up, drink it up. It's a pretty strange behavior. I mean, I think it's big in like rugby culture, and I think it's big in like Australia too, New Zealand, like down there. I kind of love
Sydney
it.
of the East Coast. That's what they're calling.
I kind of love it.
Boston
Maybe
these
that's our new thing. You know, you think of Fenway, you think of Sweet Caroline, you think of Fenway Franks, you think of the Monsters, and buddy, you think of 20-somethings doing shoeys out there in center field during a rain delay. That just could be another addition to the legacy that is America's most beloved ballpark. Now, am I going to be doing it? No. In a younger at a time gone by when the chain smokers were least closer, potentially,
The
I would have done a
Twinkie,
shoey.
the Twinkie
Tw- 20
Mopena era.
20
Yes, when I was skinny, yeah.
2016 Liam would probably have partaken. I can't
In a
lie.
shoey, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if they
Just
put on
disgusting.
roses. Are you kidding me? I hear taking is cool, but it's not typical. I'm cracking open a Miller Lite, and now I'm getting down to it with the shoe. Nowadays, not so
It's this-
much.
It's the summer of the shoey. The t-shirts are coming. I just know it.
So
They're gonna be everywhere.
are we declaring ourselves a pro shoey podcast?
100%. Let the kids play.
Well, I'm fine with it, but I would never in a million years.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing
No.
it.
Like never,
100%
not in
no.
college, not any. It's no, not for me.
If I'm
For-
not
for a
taking my
few
shirt off in the
reasons,
bleachers,
might I
I'm
add.
for sure not doing a shoey.
Well, I'm not doing either. I'm, not very. Are we comfortable with our bodies here, fellas?
Oh yeah, it's just I'm
my body is
rocking-
No, I'm not
horrendous.
either. I'm not either. But I would never do a shoey for a few reasons. One, I just think it's gross. First of
Oh,
all,
it's disgusting. It's
I'm not a beer guy either, but so that's like 1A. But then 1B is that like I wear that shoe. That's gross.
Yeah, then you got to put it back on. Like
Yeah,
what?
then you got to put it back on.
socks all
Also, I really like my footwear. It probably I
Same.
can't imagine it's good for the shoe. That's a
a
scent
chance.
you're not gonna get out of there.
I was gonna say, it's gonna smell fucking crazy. That mixed with the sweat and everything.
Yeah, that's repulsive.
Because you still
What's
gotta
that- what's
walk
that
in. You
meme?
gotta walk to get another beer. You gotta walk to the bar after the game, or walk home, walk
Yeah,
to the tee.
that's gross.
Right?
That's gross.
Yeah.
I would consider the only way I would consider it is like I mean, and this kind of gets rid of the whole point, but like a new shoe. I don't want that.
What
out
if it
of
was
a
like an
shoe that-
old, like real, like you're gonna throw them out anyways? That's
No, because you're still drinking shit out of it, so it's
Fair enough.
bad.
Yeah, that's
either
even
way.
worse.
Yeah.
what would you have to do with shoey for to like what's
money?
the lowest
Like
the,
financially?
What's the lowest threshold in terms? I was gonna say in terms of Red Sox success for you to do a shoey,
Oh.
but you could do monetary. You know,
Well, whenever people ask monetary questions, I always this has been a real problem with me for my entire adult life. I always feel like people overshoot with the money that like people are like, oh, would you? I mean, I'm gonna get a little crass here, but like, would you suck a dick for like
oh
$1 million? It's like, of course I would suck
yes,
a dick
right.
for $1 million.
100%.
Are you crazy?
What is? I'd suck a
Student
dick.
loans aren't gonna pay himself.
I'd suck a
man,
dick
you
for
know?
probably $10,000.
right? Are you for
People-
10 right now? 100%.
Yeah, people are so dramatic with the numbers they throw out.
$10,000 would change my life. That's
That's what I'm saying. That is like that's a couple great. That's a great vacation. That's like a good. That's rent for a while. You know,
a few
it's
months
like
rent. Like, oh,
yeah.
good deal.
So to answer your question, Fitz, not that much money probably if we're going money.
Yeah.
As far as
25
Red
bucks.
Sox success, I mean, Jesus, I don't know.
I'd do a shoey if it meant that we were
A
500
wild
at
card
the All-Star
berth.
break.
Yeah, all right, even lower than me. That's
Yeah,
but-
pretty low. I mean, I
Yeah.
still think it's gross, but be like, oh, okay, at least we're in the hunt. Like, I'll easily do a shoey. You kidding me?
Yeah. I mean,
I'll do a shoey for the entire. What are you saying, Liam?
I was gonna say I'll do one if they make the playoffs. I'll put that out there right now.
okay.
If they make the
I'll do one.
make the playoffs and we all go to a playoff game together, sure.
That shoey city. Yes.
Well, Liam, what
That's- that's
if they
that
make the
one.
playoffs, but they are the lower wild card seed and therefore do not play a home game?
I don't think you heard him properly. We'll do it we'll do it virtually then. We'll
okay.
We'll do it at home shoey.
All right, so Liam, Fitz answered for you.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think I do.
Lock it
disagree,
in.
Liam. I'm his lawyer.
I mean, I feel like that takes that kind of, there's not as much. I don't know. It wouldn't feel right virtually. I'm sorry. It would have to happen in the bleachers. It's not.
That's maybe the
natural
safest
otherwise.
place to do a shoey. Like you have your own setup. You can clean the shoe yourself afterwards. You know, you have your pick a shoe. You know,
That's why
You know what's crazy to me? I was at the Bruins game last night. I was thinking about it.
Were they doing
Some
shoeys?
guy did. No, they weren't doing a shoey, but the guy did like when he goes up on he gets put on the jumbotron and then
chugs his beer.
he'll like no, but not chugs beer, but like pours it from up high into his mouth and it gets all over him. A guy did that in like the early third period, but I was thinking I was at a game last year, or maybe, well, it doesn't matter. But some guy did that in like like 5 minutes into the game, and he soaked himself in beer. You have to wait to pull something like that. He had to
That would
sit there
ruin the
for
rest of my
like
night.
yeah, that's like 2+ hours. You're wet and you smell, you're covered in beer.
Sticky, right?
Yeah, like,
That
what are-
stale
what are
beer
you,
smell is
freak?
tough, dude. Like,
Yeah, you can't pull that before the third.
I went to a Sox game once when I was like, this was like when I was 13 or 14, and I think it was when Adrian Beltre hit a grand slam, and some guy accidentally spilled a beer on me, and I got the back of my jersey was just disgusting for the rest of the night. To do that willingly at the start of the game, I can't imagine. That's sicko behavior. You know, I love the commitment to the Bruins, but come on, man. Like, let's think practically here. Because when does the excitement of being off of the jumbotron wear away? Like 10 minutes
That
later,
high
it's like
is-
I think it's actually-
I think that high
think
is
it's
going to
actually-
be going real fast.
Well, I was gonna say, I think it's actually kind of a beautiful thing that no matter the age, sex, whatever,
religion, creed, culture.
everybody gets excited to be put on the jumbotron. It doesn't matter. It's such a universal
The
joy.
universal.
Yeah, it's like it really doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna
It is.
stand up.
It's very
you
exciting.
might
Like,
dance a little. You're gonna wave.
like you're trying to
gonna
like look.
smile.
You're trying to find where the camera is. Like you're looking
Yeah.
up at the screen.
There's nothing like it. It's,
And then on the
it's-
flip side, is there a bigger disappointment? Has this ever happened to you when either someone who went to the game and they're in a different spot? I guess the TV one isn't as big because there's no way when you're at the game for you to tell if you've been on TV, unless someone tells you in the moment. But if someone, you're sitting in right field, someone who was in left field says to you, "Hey, you were on the jumbotron," and I was like, "I was on the what?" And I missed it. I was on the jumbotron. No, go back, find the
hurts.
footage. I missed it. It's a tough feeling. It's happened
Fitz,
to me
that was
before.
your inflection at the end there was very Trump.
This.
No. When you at the end you're like, it's a tough feeling.
It's very tough. It's not great. It's tough. I called him. I said, "You were on the jumbotron."
I called him. I said, we have to find that footage.
I
What
was,
is going on?
I was thinking earlier, if you reading back the comments Trump had about Stan Shara being like, I'll call you when I get out. He didn't call. That's so fucking good. I know plenty of people who had the flu. None of them were in a coma, folks.
He didn't call.
Oh, man. Stanley Chara, forever in our hearts. All right, we're going to step away for a quick second again. Got more bills to pay. Someone's actually going to pay me to do a shoey during this ad break. So I'll catch you after the break. We're at 2 ad breaks now. I don't know if you're in that Slack channel for Fans First Sport.
I'm not.
I
guess I am, but I never read.
I get the
Fans First
emails
one.
whenever whoever runs the main channel.
So
sends big
basically, their
messages
ad
out.
deal with like however they do it through Spotify. They need more slots to try to get more revenue as they're getting off of the ground. So these ads may not even populate on the break, but you got to take them in to randomly
case.
drop them in there. It's kind of abrupt, so we have to take extra
Fitz,
breaks.
you think I care how many? If we have to, I don't make the
it's
whole
more?
show
Yeah, it's
money.
potential for more money. 100%. It just, you know what I mean. But it would be
Keep that $20 coming.
Yeah.
He said there's like 8 ad spots throughout there. Like at some point it becomes like listener fatigue if you keep getting fucking ads.
Oh,
So
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
it's a
sure.
pain in the ass. So all right, I'll start
I feel
again
like
in about.
two is very doable.
All right, I'll restart in 5 seconds. That was not good B-roll. And we're back. Again, Fitz, Jake, Liam, Pod on Lansdowne. Glad you could join us. Glad you could join us for some Shoey talk too. Pro Shoey podcast. Again, if that gets bigger, Liam, we
Sus.
might have an avenue to make some T-shirts here if this keeps going. So
I'm telling you, it's already taken on a life of its own. So
I heard,
Once
because I
they
heard it
just-
Friday. People people are doing Shoeys out there.
they were doing them Saturday too. I was sitting down the first baseline, and there's all this commotion going on in the outfield. I'm like, what's going on over there? And
Because then it gets recorded, it gets retweeted, it gets posted on
Yeah.
you name it. So,
so summer
you
of the shoey. It's the summer of Doogie and the summer of the shoey. So
2 good
for the
things.
playoff tickets.
So we got a voicemail. We mentioned it right before we went into the Shoey talk. And again, if you want to leave a voicemail for us for future consideration, 617-420-2431. Nate, friend of the program, left this beauty of a voicemail. And it's pretty fun to think about. Voicemail starts Did you guys hear it?
I have not listened to it.
I have not.
So the prompt is in honor of Ryan Brazier's performance against Ohtani and Trout. What is one of your favorite moments of just a shitty Red Sox reliever, just an awful reliever?
Well, Brian Villarreal is, I think, the.
So
That's
that
an
could be yours.
all-timer.
That could be yours. I was gonna go with "Don't Panic."
What, like in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, easily. I mean that's
Coming in 04?
yeah, because he sucked. He was not
No,
a good
I
pitcher.
know. I'm trying to think if there's a. I mean, Villarreal is such a class. I mean, that's like.
Well, I haven't thrown it back yet. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Liam, do you have one in your head, or do you need a second? Or
No, I'm good. I think I got
Okay.
mine. I can
Let
pull
me
mine
ch-
out.
all right, let me just make a note. Zoom at my friend. Fantastic question. Again, this is sort of adjacent of just remembering guys, basically. Which I was sad that Alex and I couldn't stick around Friday night to be there for not only you meeting High and Bloom, but your remembering guys session, which you said you guys were like savants. They're just rattling
magical.
off dudes. It's a beautiful right when you get to do that, especially in person. But you know, there'll be other times. I'll be able to throw out Larry Bigby at some other point. But by far my favorite shitty reliever Red Sox moment. I mean, this is the easy one, but came up right away, and I always smile when I think about it. It's Curtis "Don't Panic" Leskanic in the 2004 ALCS, mowing down that great Yankees lineup and again, to quote Lenny Clark in 4 Days of October, or to loosely quote him, he's like the 35th hero on that team. But no, coming in, clutch moment, keeping the game intact, and obviously the rest is history. So I always, for the Red Sox countdown every year on Twitter, I think Leskanic is number. Is he? What number is he? 43. What number? Whatever number he is. Whatever number he is, I always use Leskanic. This is the point. Shout out Curtis Leskanic.
Yeah, shout out Curtis Leskanic. I could not agree more. Shout
Big
out.
Kurt.
Yeah, so Fitz, you smile when you think of old Kurt. I laugh when I think of mine. Mine came on a sunny summer day in
Curtis
the
Leskanic
Bay.
was number 30, by the way.
Okay, on a sunny summer day in the Bay, one performance by the man of the I don't know what I'm saying, but Brian Villarreal. Villarreal? Not sure.
Villarreal, probably.
Villarreal. Yes, sure. Came in, bases drunk, extra inning, or might have been bottom of the ninth, but tie game. Walked a guy on 4 pitches. Game over. That's it. Those were the last 4 pitches he ever threw in Major League Baseball. So that's one way to go out.
He said he'd call afterwards. He didn't call.
He pitched
2013
1 inning.
champ.
He pitched 1 inning. Well, he didn't pitch 1 inning. He faced 1 batter for our beloved Boston Red Sox. That was it. And then he was gone. It was like it's like a ghost almost. It's a
Hey,
magical-
he
magical
appears
thing.
in the history books. So good for him.
Was he at the reunion Sunday? I didn't see him.
Please
He
give
got
a
a
warm
ring.
Fenway
He got a
Park
ring,
welcome.
though.
He did. He did. You know, hey,
Yeah,
Good for him.
Good for him.
he's a world champ.
Yeah, that's a good. Always makes me laugh to think of that one.
Mine's definitely a case of recency bias because every night I have dreams about it, but it was that 1 inning in Pittsburgh last summer that Brian Brazier threw, where he is dotting corners. He's pumping like 96, 97.
Looks like prime Pedro.
his off speed had the tightest spin rate I've ever seen. But Brazier, I think it was August 18th, 2022. Scoreless inning, no hits, 3 Ks. It was a beautiful thing. That's definitely my
Brazier,
all-timer.
zero exaggeration, probably bought himself another month on the roster from
Ooh,
from,
or I would say
from Sunday night.
Just on that one night along the banks of the Allegheny.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I meant the Trout Ohtani inning.
Oh,
yeah,
well that too.
the save.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a crazy thing when you've got Mariano Rivera and Billy Wagner prime coming out of the bullpen and Jansen and Brazier. I mean, kind of a luxury if you're Alex Cora. Honorable mention though, definitely Brazier in DC in 21.
Yeah.
How about
guys
Hansel
remember that
Robles
in
in
the-
DC in 21?
Yeah,
Yes.
heart attack.
Robles-
I miss him so much, dude.
Yeah, they carried the bullpen in that late run.
They were our
Well-
2014 Royals.
Oh man. Oh wow. More weird injury news for the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays manager Kevin Cash told reporters that Wander Franco underwent a root canal before Tuesday's game against the Reds, but
Wander,
is in the lineup.
learn how to
and feeling
brush,
better.
asshole.
Right.
Yeah, he's definitely not
Fucking
flossing.
Definitely not flossing.
A root canal before going like 3 for 4 with a dinger? What? What's
It's like,
I had forgotten
you
that
got-
Jeffrey Springs was one of the like violent homophobes. So
Yeah,
it's actually,
oh, yeah.
it's
Him,
actually cool
Jason
that he
Adam.
tore his UCL.
Yeah, one of the it's actually I don't want to wear the flag. It's well, we respect everyone, but it's
There was
I
a
just-
tweet last
I
night
just don't agree with it.
from Nate Strauss, a mutual, and he tweeted
Friend of
just
the
a
program.
reminder that the
Shout out,
team
Nate.
you're facing in the playoffs is always ontologically evil. And I quoted it and I said, for my Bruins fans, this is actually true because Mark and Eric Stahl are on the Florida Panthers.
We
And
don't
they were
hate
also,
anyone.
They
It's
are
just-
also extreme homophobes.
We just
so,
don't believe in it.
Go Bees.
I'm sure they follow scripture to a T. I'm sure they don't like.
I'm sure.
One
Well,
of those
then there was the whole thing where Eric Stahl wore a Pride jersey 2 years ago.
Yeah, caught him in 4K.
Yeah.
What changed, right?
So that was funny.
What's some of the other like hardcore Bible shit? Oh, you can't like wear linen on a Tuesday, like after fucking 4th of July, some bullshit like that. They have like other ridiculous rules in there. Like thou shalt not like eat fucking grapes in the winter or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm obviously riffing off the top of the head, but like
What are those called? There's a word for that. Blue laws. Is that what they say? Like you can't walk backwards around a church or something.
an orangutan or something. Like
Is this a thing?
A blue laws is a thing. It's like a law that was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it. I got it
Yeah,
here. Here. A law prohibiting certain activities, such as shopping on a Sunday. In colonial
Because
New
it's
England.
God's day. It's God's day.
Yeah. A strict religious law, particularly one preventing entertainment or leisure activities on a Sunday.
love
So,
my separation of church and state, baby.
That's right.
Reminder,
right.
just a reminder for everybody that we are the first, and right now only, pro-choice Red Sox podcast.
When it comes to shoeies, yes.
Yep.
For everyone, we're pro-choice.
Everything. It's true.
But yeah, actually
Every-
pro-choice, yes.
Every single thing. What do we?
Oh, Jake, how'd you feel about the Bruins last night? I mean, as someone who is very casual, it felt like business as usual. So I need to
Well,
get your
actually,
thoughts.
so they played pretty bad for roughly 2/3 of that game. We're missing their captain, and it didn't matter. So that's kind
That's
of
how the year's going.
yeah. Linus had the poopies, but he was brave and he played out of his mind.
Wait, he played a playoff hockey game with diarrhea?
Yeah, he had the poopies.
There's a bug
just
going
said that.
around.
Give him, I don't care if they win or lose the Stanley, he wins Conn Smythe.
Yeah, they were pumping him with Pedialyte.
To play one game with water shits in playoff hockey when you already feel like you're going to shit your pants every 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Well,
Then-
there's a bug going. I don't know who else had. I think they said Swayman had it too. But
One of those goalies has to
There's
play.
hugs.
So
well,
one
that's
of you
not
guys,
true. Fitz. That's
Let
not
us
true.
spread
Fitz. The third string was up in case the poopies got out of hand from one of them.
unless it got way too muddy.
Bussy. Their third string is his name's Bussy.
Well, that's fitting, right?
His name is Brandon. Brandon Bussy.
Brandon, let's go. Brandon sends his regards.
Yeah.
Jack Edwards would definitely try to cover it up if Linus obviously shat his pants. But
Yeah,
that's
I mean, it's
that's just physical. That's a bruise. That's just playoff hockey. That's not shit.
like Paul Pierce.
Most certainly
Yeah.
did poop himself.
Poop himself.
Well, that'll suffocate because he had the white pants. They'll show right up.
It's
Well,
true.
at least the Bruins had the black pants. You might be able to hide it a little bit.
Yeah. Good thing they don't have those yellow socks anymore.
That's blood from a slash. That's not poop. Those dirty Florida Panthers attacking the big bad Bruins. Don't poke the bear. Oh man.
Liam, my takeaways though, I think barring catastrophe, the Bruins should definitely win the series. They're the better team, Liam. They're one of the greatest team. They are actually the greatest team in the history of the
in
regular season.
nearly every category, if not
Yeah.
every
and,
category.
and with that win last night, might I add, they are officially better than the 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning, who did not win one single
this
playoff
is
game.
true.
Yeah.
That was the
That's
year
uh,
they,
that's
those year they
the, that's
tweeted
the
like
meme
that.
team.
We don't have any words and we know you don't want to hear
Correct.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Amazing.
officially better than them, which is pretty cool.
I know they won like 2 straight Stanley Cups after that. That tweet negates half of the first one, I would say.
Both cups kind of Mickey Mouse cups, though. People.
For sure.
yeah,
the
one of them
COVID
was the
one.
COVID one, right? Yeah.
One of them is the COVID bubble cup, and the other one was when the divisions were all out of whack and fake. So something to chew on there.
It makes you think. It
does.
makes you think. Before we go, Jake, you had some thoughts about Juan Soto.
Oh yeah, nothing crazy here. Just want to start a dialogue. What happened? What's going on there?
He's
It's very
fine.
strange.
He's in a slump. He's fine.
Fitz, he's been in a slump for a year and a half.
Like,
Has he? I really haven't done like a deep
Yes,
dive.
If you
on
ask-
it.
Actually
and
look
let me
under the
let
hood,
me
he's still
preface:
hitting
he
the
is
ball
still a good and valuable player. But like, if this goes on for another 2 year or another year and a half or 2 years, like, I don't know. He might have.
he's
I
24.
don't know. I'm just saying. I just want
He's gonna
to
be
start a
fine.
dialogue. I just want to start a dialogue, Fitz. That's all.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't
That's,
know.
kind of,
That's
that's pretty,
like 175.
pretty insane. His on base is still 350.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, he's still a valuable player, but he's not the.
He's still hitting the ball
2019,
hardly. I mean, he's still
2020,
92nd
21
percentile hard hit percentage. 86 x WOBA, 84 x slugging. Is he just getting unlucky? He's still drawing a ton of walks, clearly. Because
I mean, I'm saying his OPS last season, the full season, was 853, which is way lower than his good Nats years. And then
usually
right now,
he's in the 900s. You would think.
it's a high 900.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000.
Yeah.
And then right now he stinks right now. I obviously don't think this is going to hold, but I don't know.
Tatis-
And I guess also he sucks defensively.
Yeah, that's never been his strong suit. You know what I mean? Like he was. I think it was a disaster when he first came up, and then he ended
Yeah,
up like.
but I just
being
wanted to have
good
a
enough to tread water.
Have and start a dialogue, because if this holds, I'm curious. I wonder if it will have been a bad move for him to turn down that money before the trade.
They're going to get
Something to think
Tatis in that lineup. They're going to bat him second. Then he's going to have Bogarts and Machado, or Machado and Bogarts, however you want to splice it up behind him. He's going to be totally fine. You can't pitch around him. He's going to be fine. That's my thought.
I think you're underselling that he's been in this. He's
Oh yeah,
I don't-
he's not been good so far this year in terms.
No,
of
but if it's last year to like he took, there's a significant drop off between what we think of Juan Soto, like the MVP caliber player, and then what he's been for more than a year now.
so far everything under the hood still looks fine. He's still seeing the ball well enough. He's still hitting the ball hard enough. He's going to be fine.
I'm siding with Fitz. Sorry, Jake.
All right. Well,
The
when
union. The union's crumbling.
What was that? Anyone just hear that?
what was that?
Zap?
I heard that.
Liam, did you get a fucking electrocuted? What happened there?
What just happened with my mic? But everything seems okay now.
It just went. It just, like it sounded like you got fucking zapped,
That was scary.
right?
Really
You in the
scary.
electric chair, Liam?
Sorry,
Jesus.
I didn't even hear it. Everything.
So now, if I get zapped, all the Juan Soto believers are being targeted. That's
I'm not. Whatever. I just think it's weird.
I hear what you mean. It has been weird ever since, especially since he went to San Diego, because he didn't
Well,
start
since
here.
that's a whole. Since he went to San Diego, he's been like actively bad. But the first half of last year, he was still good, but also still not Juan Soto good. So that's all I'm saying.
He was explaining. I actually read it. I think it was in the Athletic. I was reading it earlier today. He was like, the manager Bob Melvin was explaining like if Fernando's ahead of me, who he gets on base at a good clip, and he's seeing the ball tremendously well in AAA. He's had I think 15 home runs over the last week. He's like, if Fernando's ahead of me and those two other righties, Machado and Bogarts, are behind me, I'm going to be seeing a lot of fastballs. So Juan Soto against the fastball, I'll take those odds. I will take those odds.
Well, Fitz, we'll see. How's that?
Yeah, right? We're
see.
going to see how this gambit unfolds.
Also, Machado's stinky so far this year.
He was
Something.
so again. That's just again. It's a small.
I'm just saying,
sample
20
size.
games, just making up fucking observations.
I know. I hear what you mean. The observation I'm making is that he was an MVP finalist last year. So it was,
I don't know. Maybe he got that second bag and he said, "Y'all be easy."
Well, he is no Johnny Hustle. He said it himself.
That's true.
He did. He most certainly said that. So, all right. Is that all we got, fellas?
I think so.
What are the Red Sox going to finish this week? Next time we talk, what's the Red Sox?
What's the series after the Twins?
We have the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee, and then we have one game against Baltimore in Maryland.
I'm gonna say 4-3.
7 games. I'll ride with you. I'll ride with 4-3. We'll be at 500.
Yeah, I'd call that a successful week. 4-3.
Yeah, anytime you finish above 500.
If we can just hover around 500 until Duvall and Story come back, I think we'd have a fun second half.
We need a second baseman. Fucking.
I mean, that's like
badly.
50, that's like 50 home runs.
It's a black.
While
hole.
I agree with you,
It's a black
Jake, those
hole.
words are not in the Bible.
The word "story" is probably in the Bible.
If the word Duval is in the Bible, I'll do a shoey. How about that?
When Jesus visited Jacksonville.
Duval. Jesus said unto his believers, Duval.
Duval.
All right. I think that's going to do it.
I think
Another
so,
good
too.
episode of Pod on Lansdowne in the books. We thank you for joining us for this installment of our show. So, for Jake, for Liam, for Sophie, for Alex, for the fucking people who think I look like a Chainsmokers fan.
For the chain smokers.
For the Chainsmokers themselves. Yes. Which, again, could be any two random guys you see on the street. Legally, two guys hanging with each other. That's called a Chainsmoker. I'm Fitz. Go Sox, baby. Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
As the lights go out randomly.
Yeah, what is going on over there?
I shut my lamp off. I shut my lamp so I don't forget.
Oh,
Well,
got very
obey your mother.